Um, I just wanted to make a video about this because I'm probably not going to do it when the day happens. Next week is what would have been the 24th birthday, or August 23rd, 24th birthday. Um, I don't really know what to say except for me to try and explain how I felt. Um, it's difficult for me. Um, I don't really know what was going through my head the time that I knew her or knew of her, or whatever you want to call it. Because communicating with social media through people, it's weird. You can meet people, and they can be good people, and they're bad people, and it can be really complicated. But I always have a good ability to read if people are good or bad or nice or not. And she always seemed like she was a good person. I didn't have a lot of people I could openly confide in growing up, especially during the end of high school. I was a geek. I was stuck in a wheelchair. I was angry. I was pissed off. So the internet was my escape. So, occasionally I'd tweet her nice compliments or jokes because it made me feel better to see somebody living the best version of their life and smiling and being happy and living to the fullest potential. In a way, kids before me, you had posters that you put up on the wall of like Kate Upton or Emma Watson. Every kid has that sort of celebrity female crush. Rarely does that celebrity female crush ever help you through your own life in a personal way and reach out to you and respond to what you're saying. Um, that's all public record. A lot of the small acts of kindness she showed me will live forever on the internet. And every gushy fanboy moment I had will live forever on the internet. The fact was, though, she wasn't that much older than me. She was only 23 years old. I'm 19. For reference, I would have started high school just as she graduated. And I never forgot that. Even though we weren't friends or not friends, I treated her like one. And there are a couple other people on the internet that have done the same thing for her. If I like you, I will treat you as a friend. I will share with you the dumb jokes and the good moments and the silly things I find because I trust you and I care about you. I don't know what I was doing during the month of November. I was almost hit by a car. School was really stressful. I was feeling and unsure of my place at NYU because it's a big film school and there's a lot of kids and a lot of people. And I'm just me. I'm just a kid who spent most of his adolescence talking to a camera before Bo Burnham made a fucking goddamn movie out of it. Um, I've never really known what to describe my relationship towards August. I guess you could say close to, or felt close to, is an appropriate way. Unlike most of her fans, I chose just a candid photo of her as my phone background. Just this silly, smiling 23-year-old girl who I generally just cared about as a person. I make it a rule not to watch the stuff or masturbate to the stuff of the porn stars that I happen to know or really respect, or at least minimize that to an amount. After I really got to know her, I pretty much cut that out completely. That was how high my level of respect was to her. Um, it's crazy. I'm headed back to school in a week. And what bothers me is that I wasn't there when it happened, when she was getting crushed by the mountain. Um, it's terrifying. It's painful. Those of you that I may send this video to, you probably remember me from the earlier video I made right after she died. And I've seen things. I've confronted some of the people who were completely remorseless about how she died, even blaming her own family for her own passing. What I would like to say is mental health is so much more complicated than that. A person can have a difficult upbringing. I mean, I should kind of know. I had family that wasn't exactly functional. Whatever issues, physical, whether you're overweight or blah, 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 that can contribute to depression. But depression just makes it harder for you to deal with the outside world and the people around you. It can make you introverted. Hell, even sometimes I hate going on vacation with my family, like really hate it. Like hate it to a point where it's unreasonable. And I get yelled at for bumming everybody out. But it's not my fault. That's just how the depression affects me sometimes. I stress out about the future. I worry about things and other things that I could be doing, what people think of me. And that was the same thing that went through August's Mercedes' head every single day. And though I realize that there are efforts in place by her husband to provide support to adult performers, her problem was very human and very common, especially among kids my age. Remember, when I was a freshman, she was a senior. We grew up watching a lot of the same TV shows with the same pop culture references. There was not much age-wise separating me from her. And knowing that, I looked to her as a peer. I followed her daily adventures and her life just like I would checking up on a friend to see how they were doing. And I've met her friends. Carmen, Emma, I mean, there's so many other people that knew her and that have reached out to me. The great I don't you guys are the greatest DPs of porn, Billy Visual, Dean Capture. So many of you guys have reached out to me and heard my story with her. In a way, where do I put this? It's a lot like being the kid in Almost Famous, the Cameron Crowe movie. She was untouchable, unreachable, yet somehow she was always there. Always. And I was just this kid on this crazy adventure for the past almost 7 years of my life. I'm about to turn 20 in a few months. Ever since I hit past 5 years. Ever since then, I've been on this crazy, fundamental, life-changing journey. I thought I'd be studying computer science, for God's sake. I'm making movies in the greatest city in the world. I'm about to direct my first music video in a couple weeks, hopefully, if everything works out. It's heartbreaking that she's gone. I've seen the worst of what humanity can do. I've seen people dig and degrade and break personal boundaries, blame people that they haven't even met for things, and refuse to own up to the consequences of their actions. And it hurts, and it sucks. And I want to go home because, in a way, she represented a source of home. Someone I could check on, someone I could make sure that was okay and that was doing better than me and overcoming their demons. And she's gone, and I know my pain doesn't equate at all to any of the friends, family, and colleagues that lost her. But it's so hard to explain when you lose something that's equivalent to like a North Star for you. The thing that pushes you forward in the back of your head, even when you're not thinking about it, day in, day out. When I was feeling down, I could check on her and see, oh, she's doing great, she's doing fine. The star is rising. It's gone now. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going to send this. I'm going to spam this. Or whatever. But think about it in terms of this. When has the lady in that Sports Illustrated pull-out centerfold ever helped a kid? This was one of those times. And always be grateful to that. I don't know if she knew my name. I know she knew me by face. But I weep and I mourn for the future or the friendship that could have further developed over time. And I don't want to offend anyone like Emma or anyone who was actually, knew her as a friend. I just always thought that potential was there. Maybe I was optimistic. Hell, I even tried asking out to prom through email. Call me insane, right? But it was a different time. I was a different kid. And I'm better off having known her, and I will always, always, always believe in that. But the world's changed. We live in a more polarizing time. Since she died, the world's erupted overall in every sector, in every area, whether it be entertainment or not, into people taking sides or choking people out or not respecting personal liberties or realizing that, I don't know. I miss my friend, if you could call it that. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life wishing that I could have done more, even though I know there was nothing I could have done. I made a little logo with her face in it, with that picture that I love so much. So someday that'll make it onto a screen. But to those of you who watch this video, thank you for watching. Happy birthday, Mercedes. I'm so sorry this had to happen. We will always miss you and remember what a great person you were. You weren't just a pretty face. You weren't just a girl with a nice body. You were heart and soul, someone that we all genuinely loved and will miss until the day that this is all over. But until then, it's not. So take care.